down right.
So, last time you fought in Dublin, I asked you a question about how important these personal milestones and achievements are of like fighting in Belfast as compared to winning a title. Like, how do you compare those right now?
Good question, actually. I'd say, to be honest, the belts don't really mean as much to me anymore. This is definitely more important than a belt right now. Now, is it more important than beating Usman Nurmagomedov? Probably not. But it is my dream to fight at home, and I will be achieving that dream Saturday night.
Because those are the types of things that you look at, like when everything is all said and done, like maybe this means more than that win, you know?
I don't know, I guess they're about the same level. It doesn't get any better than both of them. Fighting in the SSE and beating Usman Nurmagomedov is definitely the two top things, alongside beating Bruno Miranda, of course.
Of course. Now, we heard the crowd, like the Irish showed up over there, you know, when you fought Usman, like, does that excite you now even more, like knowing that now you're in your hometown as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is just a small repayment to everyone that's been supporting me around the world. They don't have to travel quite as far this time, so yeah.
And like that performance that you put on, and like a lot of people thinking you won that fight as well. Do you feel like the love coming from other countries now, and people, and the recognition coming your way a lot more?
Yeah,
How has life changed?
Yeah, it's completely changed. The AJ fight, first of all, blew things up, and then the Usman fight just took it to the next level. So I'm definitely feeling the love around the world.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, Paul. There's a lot of fighters, if they were in your position, they would have sat and waited on the rematch. I'm sure that was a possibility, but instead you're taking a very difficult fight against Bruno Miranda, who's maybe not got the same name value as Usman. Was there ever a moment where you sort of factored in the risk to reward of taking this fight?
All fights are risk in MMA. It doesn't matter who you're fighting. It could be a not 20 guy. There is risk involved in every fight in MMA. But, you know, to achieve my dream of fighting at home in the SSE, I would have fought absolutely fucking anybody. So, yeah.
Content that went out with Carl Frampton was very good last week. I liked when he was showing you kind of the spots that he sold out, i.e. the SSE, Windsor Park, the slipway at Titanic. And he's also spoken about how MMA is growing. Do you feel that within the span of your career, MMA can become big enough in this country to sell out the likes of Windsor Park and the slipway at Titanic with you headlining?
Absolutely no question. I think that I could do it in the next 6 months. To be completely honest, if you give me that rematch against Usman in Dubai, I smash him, get the belt, and we do the trilogy back at home here, there's absolutely no question that that'll sell 23,000, no problem.
There's some fighters from this country that come along every so often and they sort of unite both sides of the community. You're definitely one of them. How important is it for you to do that?
I mean, it's a great honour, I guess. You know, I obviously don't decide these things. I think just thankfully people are taken to me. It's out of my control, but it definitely feels good. I feel very privileged to be in this position, for sure.
And last one for me, I've heard you mention that there's something you've been planning for years happening on Saturday night. Can you give any hints or any clues as to what it is?
Zero. Just tune in and find out.
Thank you, Paul.
My pleasure.
Well, last April we were over in Amsterdam for Tiernan's fight, and as I come into the warm-up rooms, you were doing pad drills with him, and the atmosphere in the room completely changed. Everybody stopped what they were doing, nobody else was warming up, and as the buzzer went off when you were doing the drills, I says to Tiernan, "All eyes on you, lad. Did you see that?" It was you answered me, and you said, "It's everywhere we go. It's all eyes on us." They all fall silent and they all pay attention because they hadn't seen this before. Fight Academy Ireland, lad. They will all see soon. It is all eyes on us. Talk to me about the gym.
Look, we're blowing up. Thankfully, I'm opening the floodgates here for a worldwide MMA show, PFL, to be here in Belfast. So I've got my teammates on there, Corey McLaughlin, Sean Cormack, two friends of mine as well. So the gym's blowing up. I think we have one of the best fight teams in Europe right now. We certainly have some of the best amateurs in Europe, early pros, and myself, of course, in the world stage. We're doing big things here in Belfast.
Perfect. It was something you said with such solemn sincerity that it stuck with me, and it's something that now that even with me covering the amateur scene, I'm seeing FAI lads amateur right through the pro. But that was April last year. A lot's happened since then. Now, globally, all eyes are on you, and all eyes are on this fight because of you. How does that feel that it's you carrying the lion's share of attention?
It feels good, it feels right. I knew that this would be my destiny someday. I just had to be patient in the regional scene and work my way up. But I did foresee this happening. I believe I'm going to be one of the big stars in the whole sport. I think Saturday night I proved that once again.
And just last one.
Okay.
A lot of people obviously last time thought you'd won that fight, but the result of that fight has led to this fight in Belfast. Do you see that as a silver lining, or is it just not the way you think on it at all? Is it that just still business?
I don't know, I guess, you know, if I was the champ, would I be fighting in Belfast here? I don't know, so maybe that is just the plan right now for me to go do this and to actualize my dream here, to build my following here, to get another big win, and then build an even bigger rematch.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, bro.
Well, after your incredibly close fight with Usman, how has this influenced your preparation and mindset going into this fight with Bruno Miranda?
To be honest, not much, because my preparation and mindset is always the same. I'm always all in. Every fight to me is a world title fight. It has been treated as such since I was an amateur, and that's why I'm in this position.
Yeah. And do you have any rituals or routines as you go into fight day, fight week?
Good question. I'm not a big guy on rituals, to be honest, but something that I guess maybe you could call a ritual is just the warm-up room and getting my tunes on, and just that's when I enter the zone, that's when I start having fun, and that's when I turn into this different competitor, so maybe that could be it.
Is there any tunes in particular that you like?
There's plenty. The fight playlist is a good one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I was going to ask Paul, what is your thoughts on your opponent Bruno Miranda and his skill set? What would you say is his most dangerous weapon?
I think he's a very dangerous striker. I think he can knock anybody out. He has done that many times in his career. He's a 17-5 MMA record. His last 3 fights against either world champions or former world champions. His last fight, he's coming off a win against a former world champion. Dangerous opponent, someone that I'm not taking it lightly in any regard, but I just got to make sure that I'm absolutely 100% on my game.
Well, as you mentioned, he's got a very dangerous skill set. Does that change your game plan at all? Are you looking to beat him in the middle, or is it going to be a cerebral approach?
I've got a really good game plan. I don't think he's going to touch me, to be completely honest. I think I'm going to get him out there in spectacular fashion.
Thank you.
Pleasure, bro.
Oh, just one wee quick question. So you've always wanted to be SSE, it's always been your dream. So have you been feeling any added pressure given the momentum and the expectations around your career at the moment?
That's a hard one I've been getting asked, because my last 2 fights have been really high pressure fights. Maybe it's a different factor that it's at home, but when it comes to pressure, that's where I perform. Any nights in my career that have been high pressure, that's when I perform my best. And I've got them reps in, so it doesn't really affect me anymore. I think you could throw me out there in front of 100,000 fans, and I don't think I'll make a difference at this point. I just feel like I'm absolutely solidified.
A personal question, I guess. Last one, for someone visiting Belfast for the first time ever, what's Paul Hughes' recommendations?
Oh, good question. Definitely Titanic. I think the museum's brilliant down there. I think the area is very nice to walk. That's definitely a good one. Black Taxi Tour is another good one. Probably the #1 tourist thing to do in Belfast, where I take you through the history of the city. So them 2 would probably be my top 2.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, go do it.
You didn't even say Boojum.
No, Boojum,
No,
it's
they're not paying me enough. They're not paying me, so cut that out.
And lastly, Paul, what's your message to the fans who will be there supporting you, that have been there all the way from the start of your journey to now?
Well, first of all, thanks. Second of all, go have a blast, get blocked, enjoy it all. Because look, they've been supporting me all across the world. You know, last one Dubai, Saudi Arabia before that. They've been supporting me and traveling all around the world, and this time it's at home, so just enjoy it. I'm gonna bring it Saturday night like I always do, and yeah, just a big thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you very